Yo, what the fuck's going on, everybody? It's been a fat ass fucking minute. It's been so fucking long. This is gonna be a two-part installation as far as the 2026 studio update. Basically, everything what's led up to now since I had dropped the struggle and speak your mind, because it's been a long time. It's been a very long time since that, and a whole bunch has happened that sort of needs to come out with this. And then it's sort of going to go over basically what's going on right now and what's to come in the future. So I got a couple of notes right here. So if I do look away, it's because I'm trying to make sure it's a little bit more consolidated and organized, because I tend to rant. So I don't want to go off the topic too much. I want to be like clear and not spend 20 fucking minutes telling you something that should take 5 or 10. So starting off, I'm coming back to social media from a 2 year hiatus, basically. I've posted a couple times just while I was like starting to get work again, or certain issues that had popped up and like looking for a drummer, shit like that. But since 2018, I've sort of been dealing with this issue that progressively got worse and worse. Um, it was basically like, we'll just call it autoimmunity. I had a whole bunch of autoimmune condition issues. At first, it wasn't that bad. I also had CMV, EBV, and a couple other viruses that were attacking my brain, my lungs, and all this other shit. But what I decided to do was listen to my healthcare professionals. You got to sit there and take health into your, like, you got to take control of your own health, but you got to look to the professionals who've done it for years and shit like that. They told me to pursue veganism. And I did that for 5.5 years. And at first things got a little better, but my body started to deteriorate. And, I'm sitting here advocating for this shit. Oh, it's the way. You got to detox and clean out the body. And I'll tell you, I used to be able to eat everything before I originally got sick in 2018. I could have pizza, cheese, milk. I could have everything. Like, I know that's just dairy, but like, yeah, again, I don't want to rant too much, but I could have everything, to where literally in 2023, just drinking water was making my skin fall off. Um, I couldn't sleep. I was having heart palpitations, having issues just walking, thinking, chronic crazy depression and crazy mental health issues. And not just that, like, there's so much going on with it. And my mental, my physical, emotional, and spiritual health were all just turning to shit. And I tried pursuing this veganism shit because the doctor told me it was going to reverse my condition, and all it did is exacerbate it. So I'm like, what the fuck? I was trying for a whole 5-6 years and it just wasn't working. So after trying a new approach, I can sit here and get into detail. I can make a whole video about that, but this isn't the video for that. I'm planning on making a video with that, like as far as the whole health thing, full in detail, everything, because like there's histamine intolerance, MCAS, there's a whole bunch of crazy issues, but that's not what this is. This is supposed to be about sort of taking accountability of the guilt, the shame, and the frustration for not pursuing my dream and my passion and my purpose. And I sort of want to apologize to everybody, because like I know my health was fucked up and nobody knew that, but I'm really fucking sorry that I never communicated this, because I'm the kind of person where I've never had a support system. I come from an interesting life, I'll say that. And when it comes down to it, I'm just genuinely sorry that I didn't try to include more people or try to look for help, because it's just, if all I know is that when you ask for help, there's no one to talk to, you sort of got to figure everything out your fucking self. The only thing you could do is act. And honestly, the only thing I could do is lead by action moving forward. So, yeah, that sort of brings me to here and now. Um, what's happening this actual coming up couple of days here, Monday, I'm going to be flying out to California because my guitar teacher, Matthew Mills, invited me out to Nam. And basically, not only are we going to Nam, we're going to be going to Ice Cream Sound Studios out in Hollywood. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm going to record and document all this stuff, but there's a bunch of stuff I'm about to start creating again. I'm about to be recording all this and including everybody in this journey. So, yeah, it's I don't want to sit here and spoil the tea, but I never stopped working, even if I was at the point of just losing my fucking mind. I was always putting in small little seeds in the ground, hoping that one day they were going to sprout. So, if you stay tuned for that, it's going to be really crazy. It's going to be really fucking crazy. That's sort of the first part of this. The second part is back in November, I started renovation of my studio. I had a studio back at the beginning of last year, not 2025, but yeah, 2025, excuse me. I had it at the beginning of 2025, and long story short, I couldn't afford to keep it open. I couldn't even get it renovated and cleaned up to get it started. And yeah, after 3 months, it was done and over. I lost a couple grand, but it's because I was trying to pursue this dream. So basically, this November, I started building this home studio, and it's been a fucking nightmare. It's been a blessing and a curse, I'll say that. I've spent every fucking dollar I've had, even maxing out credit cards, to sit here and bring this dream to light. And all these people who are telling me, oh, I'm going to help you, I'm going to help you, they blow me off. There was one person I paid a couple $100s to help, and they just dipped with my money. So it's like, all that was bad, but it sort of turned into this learning experience where, I've never done construction like that. I've never put in baseboards, stained trim, none of that shit. And I've had to learn this stuff so that way I could do it. I did all this by hand. Of course, I've had help. I'm not going to not acknowledge the people who've been helping. But I've sort of been able to gain some skills doing this. So I don't know. I just didn't want to half-ass this because of how seriously I've wanted to do this. I haven't just talked about it. I just didn't want to ride a trend of being some fucking cool guy or something like that. Like, there's so much more intrinsic value to this just as an artist compared to, like, I'm cool on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. I'm so close to achieving so many of my fucking goals. And my resources, they're tapped. I haven't been able to get fucking work since September, and I'm so fucking close. And I've got some shit in motion, and I can't wait to share all that with everybody. So I could keep ranting, I can keep raving, but I think this is sort of a good ending point where just to be accountable for everything that's happened and to be able to give a little bit of food for thought what's coming, I think we're at a good spot, and I'd like to move forward from here. Don't forget, another thing that's coming is I'm starting a separate vlog channel thing while I'm going to be doing this, aside from the main channel on YouTube, where it's basically going to be C.O.DEAN'S dream page, and it's going to be me talking like this. I'm going to start getting into posting more content like this, actually just being a real fucking human being. And I plan to be more consistent. I want to be held accountable for that, and I want to engage with more people because we have to interact with one another. We have to build a sense of community, because without that, how are we going to sit there and actually change the world? Because you can't expect it to change overnight, and you can't expect it to change everybody's mind. But I think leading by example, one action at a time and one person at a time, I think we can do a lot, and hopefully you can do that with me. So those will be my final parting words. I appreciate if you made it this far, and I'll see you next time. You have a blessed day. Peace out.